When Xiao Yan emerged from his seclusion at the Saint level, the reputation of the Falling Star Pavilion on the Central Plains soared to the heavens. He fought against 3 half-saints Ban Shang with his own strength. As a result, he killed 2 and gravely injured the 3rd. His actions forced a saint of the Han clan to intervene. The news of this battle left everyone who heard about it in utter shock. In the eyes of many, an elite half-saint was considered a legendary existence. Yet 2 such experts, who seemed untouchable to ordinary people, were defeated by Xiao Yan. After this incident, no power on the Central Plains dared to underestimate this rising faction any longer. The very first thing Xiao Yan did after becoming a saint was to demonstrate his strength and settle old debts with his enemies. The revenge of the Falling Star Pavilion lasted for 10 days. During those 10 days, at least 20 factions disappeared from the Central Plains. Among them was the Wind Lightning Pavilion. The experts of this faction had caused Xiao Yan great trouble in the past. He had nearly lost his life because of them, and only the intervention of Honorable Feng saved him back then. Xiao Yan hovered in the sky, gazing down at the extremely chaotic mountain engulfed in a sea of flames. His eyes held an indifferent expression. He was leading an army from the pavilion. Along the way, he had already wiped out several claws and fangs of the Spiritual River Alliance. Now, he showed no mercy. He clearly understood that if he had not come out of seclusion in time, the Falling Star Pavilion would have suffered a far more miserable fate at the hands of the Heavenly Abyss sect and the Hall of Souls. Now was not the time to show mercy. On the Central Plains, the weak were the prey of the strong. Only great power allowed one to survive. When an elite Do Zun from the Falling Star Pavilion struck Honorable Lei, the leader of the Wind Lightning Pavilion, sending him flying backward, the latter glared viciously at Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan, my Wind and Lightning Pavilion has good relations with the Heavenly Phoenix Tribe. The Heavenly Phoenix Tribe will definitely not let you go. The Heavenly Phoenix Tribe, in the future, I will settle my grudges with them as well, Xiao Yan replied indifferently as he looked at Honorable Lei. When he had first arrived at the Wind and Lightning Mountain Range, Honorable Lei had seemed incomprehensibly powerful in his eyes. This man was an elite Do Zun who could have killed Xiao Yan with a snap of his fingers. Yet now, the positions of the 2 sides had completely reversed. Xiao Yan declared that 28 members of the Falling Star Pavilion had died at the hands of the leader of the Wind and Lightning Pavilion. When he killed them, he should have known that this day would come sooner or later. Xiao Yan lowered his head, slowly stretched out his hand, and pointed it at Honorable Lei. Honorable Lei's face changed drastically upon seeing Xiao Yan's action. He pushed the 3000 lightning movement to its limits, and countless afterimages appeared in the sky. Seeing the familiar lightning flash technique, Xiao Yan let out a quiet laugh. He gently clenched his fist. Boom. The very space itself collapsed the instant his hand closed. The afterimage in the distance suddenly froze, spitting out a mouthful of blood. Honorable Lei did not even let out a miserable scream before his body was reduced to minced flesh. Xiao Yan slowly turned away, not sparing even a glance at the pile of shattered flesh. Thus, with his newfound strength, Xiao Yan eliminated his long-standing enemy, the Wind and Lightning Pavilion, easily and effortlessly. But Xiao Yan did not forget his friends, those who had helped him in difficult times. He wanted to repay them. An elder of the Falling Star Pavilion quickly reported to him about the Han clan, which had been oppressed by the Wind Lightning Pavilion for many years. At present, the strength of the Han clan had already been reduced by 90%. They could now only be regarded as a second-rate clan in Tianbei City. Their fate was quite pitiful. This was the clan to which the sisters Han Shui and Han Yu belonged. Xiao Yan was slightly surprised upon hearing this report. He guessed why the Han clan had been suppressed by the Wind and Lightning Pavilion. Most likely, it was because the Han clan had once treated him kindly. Over the years, he had been devoted to training and had forgotten the trouble he had indirectly brought upon them. Xiao Yan let out a quiet sigh. He was not an ungrateful person. If Han Shui had not saved him when he first arrived on the Central Plains, he might have died in the desert. Although he had helped the Han clan in a duel, they were ultimately suppressed by the Wind and Lightning Pavilion and fell from being an upper-level faction to their current desolate state. Xiao Yan did not go there himself, but instead sent 3 experts of the Falling Star Pavilion to the clan. In Tianbei City, at the Han clan's residence, an unexpected event took place. In the main hall appeared 3 old men whose auras were so overwhelming that with just one move, they could crush dozens of experts. Those who had come to cause trouble for the Han clan now lay unconscious on the ground, or even near death. The clan leader, Han Qi, cautiously stepped forward. Beside him stood 2 young women, Han Yu and Han Shui. They had been well acquainted with Xiao Yan since the days of his first steps on the Central Plains. One of the experts spoke, introducing himself as a messenger of the Falling Star Pavilion. He said he had come under the orders of the young Pavilion Master and offered the Han clan an astonishing opportunity to replace the Wind and Lightning Pavilion in the northern region and become the new leading power there. These words stunned everyone. The name of Xiao Yan, the current young master of the Falling Star Pavilion, had already long resounded across the Central Plains. Upon hearing that it was he who stood behind this proposal, Han Shui's heart trembled. Her body shook slightly, and an emotion she tried hard to hide flickered in her eyes. Han Qi was both shocked and immensely overjoyed. The support of such a giant as the Falling Star Pavilion could elevate the Han clan to unprecedented heights, freeing them from the threat of other clans and the oppression of the Wind and Lightning Pavilion. However, Han Shui could not hold herself back and softly asked why Xiao Yan himself had not come. The elder hesitated for a moment. He understood her feelings but could not answer directly. Instead, he took out 2 jade bottles and handed them to the sisters, saying that Xiao Yan had asked him to thank Han Shui for once saving his life. Of course, this was far from everything Xiao Yan had done after advancing to the Saint class. His enemies were countless. They included the Han clan, the Heavenly Phoenix tribe, and many other hostile factions. In the future, we can expect many exciting events in the anime. Write in the comments who you think Xiao Yan still owes a debt to. The Hall of Souls is currently Xiao Yan's greatest enemy. Even by the standards of the Central Plains, this faction is considered extremely powerful. However, the true major threat is the ancient Han clan, which stands behind the Hall of Souls. They control it, and in fact, the Hall merely carries out their orders to collect souls across the entire continent. Even the Gu clan or any of the other 10 ancient clans find it difficult to oppose them. In truth, the Hall of Souls is only the tip of the iceberg. Nevertheless, it still contains many powerful experts. We have reviewed the top 9 Tianzuns of the Hall of Souls, from the 9th Elder to the 1st, the strongest among them. The 9th Tianzun is at the level of an 8-star Do Zun. The 1st Elder of the Hall of Souls is an important member of the Han clan and the 1st Tianzun of the Hall of Souls. His level is that of a 2-star Do Shang, or Saint. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and goodbye to everyone.